Whether you are bronze, gold, diamond, or even immortal, everyone needs advice on how to reach the next level. Luckily for you, you came to the right place. I was able to hit immortal back when I was 15 in just 1 month of playing and was able to reach the heights of top 600 while still balancing school, my job, and losing 100 pounds. In this video, I'll be giving you guys tips and strategies on how to climb out of each rank as fast as possible without having to sacrifice your life in the process. But wait, I'm hosting a Wooting keyboard giveaway. Priced at over $300, Wooting was super kind enough to send me out their best keyboard, which is the new Wooting 80HE, and were so kind enough to help me give it back to one of you guys. This keyboard has genuinely, and I mean genuinely, changed how I play Valorant and has greatly increased my skill ceiling in terms of my mechanics and movement. Actually, fun fact, the first ever game I played with this keyboard helped me go 13-0 against 100 Thieves Boostio. So there's a reason why every player on top teams like Fnatic, G2, and Sentinels all use the Wooting. It's because it's that good, and you'll get a chance to get it for free if you stay until the end of this video to get all of the instructions on how to win. So you better not skip ahead or you might miss out on an amazing opportunity. First off, let's talk about Iron. Iron is a place where we can all safely categorize it as the tutorial level. In this rank, our main priority shouldn't be to think about complex strategies or even start learning how to aim train. It should be the time where you build familiarity with the game. Start trying out all the agents, learn what each role does, start exploring every nook and cranny of each map, and learn important callouts. If this is your first ever first-person shooter, we need to start with the basics and set you up for success from there. Take a deep breath. We're now 5 years into Valorant's development, so there's a lot of things you must learn in order to even start trying to climb the ranks. What I suggest is to simply have fun. This is the time where we can learn and make a ton of mistakes, so don't rush yourself. And if I were to give you my personal biggest advice to learn everything quicker, which is to ask a friend who's a bit more experienced than you to show you around. Not only does this make the process a lot more enjoyable, but removes all the unnecessary learning curves that players stumble onto because you have someone who has already been there before to help you out. Another thing I want to mention is to make sure that your settings are optimized to play the game at its highest frame rate. If you're anything like me who started out with a MacBook Air to play his first ever shooter game, it is really important to figure out the correct settings to use to ensure your computer runs as fast as possible. I suggest to turn all your video settings down to low and watch out for background tabs that can slow down your game. If you want a more in-depth guide, the link to my personal settings video will be in the description. Now going into bronze, this rank still keeps us in the tutorial phase of the game, but is where the fun really begins. In this rank, I want you to mostly focus on figuring out the core fundamentals of Valorant. This means learning the basics of fighting, like the mass formula: move, aim, stop, then shoot. Understand how to properly peek angles, work on practicing your spray control for common guns, learning all the map callouts, having a deeper understanding of crosshair placement, which involves increasing your map knowledge, and niching down who you play and what roles entice you. Bronze is where beginner players start figuring out their own identity and their play style, oftentimes going down the path of two player archetypes: the aggressive and more mechanically heavy player, or the more passive and team-based player. The best way to know which archetype you fall into is simply looking at what agents you enjoy and how do you have fun playing the game. For example, if you enjoy taking duels and being the first one in, then you most likely fall into the more aggressive archetype, which leads into the roles of duelists or initiators. Or if your innate personality enjoys setting up your teammates and playing as a support more, then you fall into the archetype of a passive and methodical player, which puts you into the roles of sentinel and controllers. After all that and finally ranking up to silver, we have officially completed tutorial hell and have finally reached the beginner stage of the game. Even though you might have some familiarity with how things work in Valorant now, this doesn't mean we're out of the clear just yet. In silver, we will stumble upon a lot of players who will do atrocious things simply because they don't understand. Majority of time, these situations are out of our control. However, what we can control is ourselves, and the biggest mistake I see a lot of bronze players make is not playing with the team. I am sure you have encountered this before with stupid players who just run onto site mindlessly or peek angles with no thoughts behind their eyes. In silver, the importance of playing together and peeking angles as a group has never been higher because most people will be doing very dumb solo pushes that you can easily counter. So a method that has not been talked about at all in the Valorant education scene that I have personally coined the term of is to use the copycat method. Essentially, the copycat method is pretty straightforward. Whoever is in front of you or near you, copy exactly what they're doing. If they're running, run with them. If they're slow walking, walk with them. And if they are taking a fight, take the fight with them. As simple as it sounds, many of you do not do this, which is one of the biggest reasons why so many players are stuck in silver elo. I want you to drop the undeserved ego that you have and play together with the team. I can personally guarantee you that implementing this very easy strategy will help you not only rank up from silver in a blink of an eye, but carry you through all the ranks even up until radiant. Moving on to gold, which is the next rank where thousands of players get stuck on. This is because we have reached the level of skill where your competition actually starts to shoot back. The dumb plays you did in the past and over-reliance on your teammates to carry you through games is no more. And the brutally honest advice that I have for you, which once mastered will help you speed blitz out of this rank, is to stop underusing your utility. Like I said before, in bronze, we should have niched down who we play to roughly 3 agents. These 3 agents are the characters we have played the most and understand the best. Now, gold is the rank where we go further beyond that and start utilizing our utility more to a higher degree and start to master at least one of the 3 agents you know. This can be done by learning lineups, understanding common angle spots, mastering how to use your ult and when to use your ult, and just overall putting more care in how you place each piece of utility. The biggest problem I see so many gold players make is just not using their utility enough. When I tell you, it is almost always better to use your utility in a position you think you might need it rather than not using it at all and dying because of it. If you're scared to use the wrong thing or make a mistake, again, that is okay. I would much rather you make a mistake and learn from it rather than avoid the problem in its entirety and continue to be stuck in a rank you don't deserve to be in. Another gem of advice that I think every gold player should incorporate, which will boost the level of your game awareness by 10 times, is to use what I call the rear view mirror method. The rear view mirror method, like the name suggests, emulates how you would check your rear view mirror every 5 seconds to have an understanding of your surroundings while you're driving. Now, apply the exact same concept to Valorant and your own minimap. A lot of players, especially in gold, heavily underuse their minimap and honestly just skip over it. The minimap is your best friend. It will never lie to you, unlike some of your teammates, and you should be using it as much as you possibly can and in any free space that you have during the round. Obviously, you don't have to check it constantly, and again, just like while you're driving, you aren't counting every 5 seconds then checking it. It all starts to become a subconscious thought once we start implementing and practicing it for just a little bit. So what I suggest, which is what I personally did to get really good at this skill, is to go into DMs and TDMs and set up a recurring timer in your head to check the minimap for every 5 seconds that passes. This will help you get used to looking at your minimap more, as well as understand when to look at it and when not to, which will be super important for when you reach platinum. And with platinum, if you want to skyrocket out of this rank and hear my personal honest advice on how to do so, this is where I want you to start developing a more selfish mindset and self-reliant playstyle. I want you to realize that from here on out, the level of play will get that much harder, and the skill jump from silver to bronze is nothing like the skill jump from diamond to ascendant. Platinum is the rank where we must prepare for that fact and position ourselves in a way we aren't fazed by dumb toxic teammates and bottom frag duelists. Pick up the mindset that you're always the person at fault, even if this might not be true. For my first time getting platinum, it was by far the hardest rank to climb out of because I was overly stuck up on trying to support my teammates, being a team player, using that as an excuse to underperform, while in reality, I was just scared to take initiative on my own. Once I finally realized this dark truth was when I started truly ranking up and improving fast. I picked up roles that allowed me to be more self-reliant, such as Omen, Cypher, and Reyna. I became a lot kinder to others in team chat and giving less of a crap if someone made a mistake. And I started to understand that every round could be won by me and my own actions. Every time I died, I asked myself, what could I have done better? And every time I made a mistake, I asked myself, what could I have done instead to prevent this from happening again? In all honesty, from here on out, it's not all sunshine and rainbows anymore. And it will take a lot, and I mean a lot more effort out of you to climb the ranks to Immortal. But if you continue to listen and apply what I say, I can personally guarantee that you will be on the right path to achieving that goal. On that note, next up is Diamond. And the harsh truth about this rank is that the majority of people you play against will have very good equipment. So if you're looking to get out of this rank and finally reach Ascendant as fast as possible, I hate to break it to you, this is where you must upgrade your setup if you haven't already. This doesn't mean you have to spend a fortune on a new computer, but this does mean you should be looking into any upgrades that you can apply within your given budget. What I personally did to ensure that my upgrades were cost effective was to figure out what truly enhance your gameplay the most. So the items I suggest players getting, which will turn your aim to a whole nother level, is to get a 144Hz monitor and upgrade your CPU. A lot of people think that getting a new mouse or a new keyboard will help them rank up, but in reality it's none of those things. Yeah, maybe it will help a little bit, but getting a higher refresh rate monitor will really change the game for you, as it reduces latency on the images that appear on your screen and overall improves reaction time, as the gameplay is much smoother and quicker. To add on, upgrading the CPU for Valorant is by far the most important thing to do to guarantee an increase in your FPS. Again, like I said before, with a MacBook, I was limited to being a flat to hard stuck diamond level player, even while grinding my heart out and doing my best. But once I finally bit the bullet and upgraded my monitor and my computer was when I truly skyrocketed out of diamond. I know it sucks to hear, and I'm sorry for the people who can't do it yet, but this is truly the difference between higher level players to lower level ones. And mind you, I know people who were able to bypass this and still reach the heights of Immortal and even Radiant on a poopy laptop setup. However, this doesn't counter my point. I highly suggest, if you can, to upgrade your setup with a higher refresh rate monitor and a better CPU, and I guarantee that it will make your life 1000 times easier to reach Ascendant, which congrats, you have officially reached high elo. After achieving this rank, we can comfortably say that you have a very solid mastery on your playstyle, mechanics, and awareness of the game. This is the rank where in order for us to reach the next level, we must systemize our routines and make sure our progress is as seamless as possible. My advice for any player stuck in Ascendant is to formulate a daily routine that you can stick to and is proven to constantly help you improve in all categories of your gameplay. For example, the routine should involve a section where you VOD review yourself and your deaths, a section where you are focused on warming up to prepare for your ranks matches, a section where you can cool down after your rank sessions, and of course, a section to block out a solid chunk of time out of your day to play ranked. This will help you automatically know what to do at when times and give you a consistent schedule to stick to, which only helps with your overall consistency and performance and how much you play, because we're at the stages where our level improvement will be much lower compared to where we were 4 ranks ago. But the plus side is that we are starting to play with players who have experience in Immortal and even Radiant lobbies. So what I suggest to really get ahead of the curve is to now find a partner to play with who is just as dedicated as you. There's no secret that if you look at the top players of the leaderboard, you can notice that they all play together because they understand that it is much easier to climb in ranked with someone else rather than doing it alone. However, the secret to finding a really successful duo goes as follows. 1. Find someone who matches your personality. 2. Make sure they are as good, if not better than you. 3. Ensure that your main agents complement each other. And 4. Do your best to play consistently together. And if you're really struggling to find a duo, what I personally suggest is to find one either in your rank games of people who impressed you and got along with, or you can join a Discord like mine, which is linked down in the description, where you can find other like-minded individuals who are striving to get better and reach Immortal, which is now the top 0.01% of all Valorant players. If you're Immortal, you have now mastered your mechanics and game sense, but again, there is still more to do. In this rank, to take the next step and achieve the holy grail that is Radiant, the most important piece of advice that I have for you is to focus on playing more. At this point, you pretty much know everything. You know how to properly take gunfights, what plays are good and bad, you have extreme awareness of your surroundings, and have excellent utility usage. But the biggest thing that I see so many Immortals miss is what is beyond that. It takes a shit ton of time to reach Radiant. I truly believe that if you reach Immortal, you're 100% capable of also reaching Radiant. However, the biggest constraint that is holding you back is how much time you're putting in, your focuses, and your mentality. The top players on the leaderboard all currently play upwards to 6 to 10 hours per day playing. Mind you, they aren't just brainlessly running it down. The best players in the world are having laser focused sessions, ensuring that each game they play, they're still improving upon. So what we need to do is to always choose to focus on 3 main things we want to improve on in every ranked session. For example, with me, I made sure that each session I focused on improving my pathing out to sight, clear communication with my teammates, and always trading the person in front of me. This will obviously continuously change depending on what I feel is lacking during the week and needs improvement in. But this allowed me to simplify the process of improvement and only watch for the things I know I needed to work on. To add on, mentality is heavily underlooked and I believe is the make or break point, especially for people who are striving to become pros in this game. You need to continuously humble yourself and understand that you don't know everything and there will always be someone better than you. Continue to learn from your mistakes, even if it's small or simple, and be open to new ideas from other players. So many Immortals love to ride on their high horse, thinking they are the one above all and believe everything that comes out of their mouth is correct. Please do not be like these guys and understand that in order for you to get better, you genuinely need to be kind and work hard. You will not get anywhere by burning bridges, because for Radiant players, my brutally honest advice, if you are able to manage to become a top 500 player in your region, you need to cultivate strong relationships with pros and good players. This is where politics come into esports, and if you're looking to go pro in this game, the most, and I mean the most important part you need to hone down on is your ability to create and manage your relationships with others. I have seen so many young and talented players in my time ruin their chances of ever being able to chase their dreams of becoming a top pro player, all because they simply could not handle criticism and were toxic in their games. In Radiant, we cannot afford to give up our chance of competing over a silly argument with a streamer that doesn't even matter in the end. I am telling you, being kind and being likable will grant you far greater opportunities than being a toxic and shitty person ever can. Just like in any career, in order for you to advance to the upper echelon of people, you must use your network and your connections. No one tells you this. And if you're currently Radiant or someone who's competing to be one, please PR train yourself. Read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People and be a genuinely kind person. Market yourself more, start a YouTube channel documenting your journey, start posting Twitter clips of results in your games and tournaments, and above all else, be fucking obsessed. This advice is targeted towards specifically Radiants who want to become pros, but can be applied to literally everything in life. Just learn how to be more likable, market yourself more on social media, and continuously work on your craft and grind every single day like there is no tomorrow. And I promise you, by doing that, I full-heartedly believe that you will be on the VCT stage one day. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in Valorant coaching or to learn directly from me one-on-one on how to start your own YouTube channel, my link to the paid coaching is in the description, or you can shoot me a DM over on Discord if you have any questions. Thanks again for everyone watching. Make sure to subscribe, and remember, you only fail when you stop trying. Love you. Bye-bye. And don't think I forgot about the giveaway. Thanks everyone for waiting till the end. All you need to do to enter is comment down below why you think you deserve the keyboard and add your Discord tag, and I'll be picking out the winner in a week over on my Discord server, so make sure to also join that in the top of my description. Now, goodbye. Mwah.